See, but that's not the complete thing. The reason why I say it's not the complete thing is because religion has always been used as the face to do deviltry. You see? War is waged for two main reasons. Land and resources. You see? But there's a third reason as well. You see? Let me just finish my point. I get you. There's a third reason as well. Is because the Romans realized that all of the ancient mystery sciences came through our people. More specifically, our women. You see? If you go back into the history, if you see brothers like you see brothers from the Moon Society, they were in the service. Okay? If you go back into our history to research why we wore the turban, you'll find out that the brothers that wore the turban were the initiates in the female mystery. Okay? When you study something like mathematics, all right? The root word of mathematics is meta, which is meta, and meta is Latin for mother. You see? It was necessary for the mother to become a mathematician because of the menstrual cycle. You see? Pregnancy. You see what I'm saying? Because she's tied to the moon. You know, that's why our first calendars were lunar. You see? So this is Moorish science. You know, we don't, like the brother said so eloquently, we don't set trips. You know, we're not on that. We don't care what your religious views are, what your religious, inclinations are. All right? What happens is that Moorish scientist Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali, as a government official, as our patriarch, all right, what he brought forth was to create an environment where we could groom our own diplomats. You see? Our own consuls, our own ambassadors. You see? As simple number 19, you know, so what we pride ourselves on as being diplomats. Right now, I can scan this room and I ain't gonna call nobody out, but I can see people here that study Milwaukee, from the brother Dr. Malachi Joel, which was one of my former teachers as well. Okay? I can see people that had a Nation of Islam background. Okay? I can see people that study Ifa. You see? I can see people that on a normal Sunday, they might be in church. You see? I got people here of Orthodox Islamic background. You see? I'm not gonna point to that because it doesn't matter. The point is, we're all gathered here together. See, and we're not tripping off anybody's religion. What's your book? How do you prostrate? What's your God? What do you call him? How many times do you pray a day? What do you eat? What's your dietary law? We don't get into that. You see? That's not the point. You see? Okay? Anybody ever studied China? Okay? Anybody studied China before? All right? China has been a nation for 5,000 years. Anybody aware of that? 5,000 years. They've had leaders such as Lao Tzu, Buddha, Confucius, and bunch of other leaders, right? But point being, each one of them brought a different philosophy. You see? But nevertheless, and during this period of time, for governmental reasons, they might adopt a certain philosophy, all right? But nevertheless, for that entire 5,000 years, do you realize they've always been Chinese? Chinese nationalists. They've always been Chinese nationalists for 5,000 years. They built the Great Wall to keep the Europeans out. They had sense, right? They built that wall. There was a lot of bloodshed at first because they had to clean. It was the tribal war, beef. All right. But once the bloodshed got out, you know what I mean, and they linked everything up, you know, now all of a sudden, you know, everything began to fall in. They're like, we're clean people. You see? Us, on the other hand, we go through name changes about 15, 20 years. It's about time for a new one, for them to issue you a new name. You see, because African Americans, some of you start to wake up from that stuff. You know, we got people in here, highly intelligent people, scholars, and I know it, right? But none of them ever stop to think that Africa, take the word nationality. The root word of nationality is what? Nation. Nation. Is Africa a nation or a continent? Full of nations. Full of nations. So once again, I ask you, what is your nationality? You see? And like the more, you know, my brother, who I like to say, by the way, as being visionaries like we were 2 years ago, we struck in a formal alliance 2 years ago. Wow. Formal. We have it on video. You got it. I still need to make no copies. I'm a Libra. I procrastinate. But nevertheless, we got it documented. All right. Point being, this is what we do. We work diplomatically through groups. But like my brother mentioned, he mentioned that in like the United Nations Declaration, one of the main things if you study any United Nations document relative to Aboriginal and Indigenous rights, you're going to find out there's one thing that runs through all of them. Everyone has a right to a name and a nationality. Right? The root word nationality also, the word nation, also goes to the word nation, which means birth, or birthright. You see? Meaning from the time you were born, there's certain things that your mother and father will automatically supposed to give you. Okay? Today, this is my son right here on the video camera right here. He just reached his 12th moon now. So what happens is, of course, our culture, pursuant to Act 1 of, the more divine constitution of bylaws, let's say the Grand Sheik and the chairman of the More Science of America on how to make law and enforce law with the assistance of the prophet and the grand body. The assistant Grand Sheik is the assistant Grand Sheik and all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. But relative to the part that says make and enforce law, we introduced a custom, and that custom is